Do you or have you ever felt like a victim?
Yes, I have. At certain points in my life, I did, and I realized that a lot of times when you feel that you're a victim, there's usually two sides to the story. So, even as you're playing the part of the victim, you usually contribute to reasonings behind why the situation or whatever you're going through it happened. So, a lot of times I find it's people not taking accountability for their end of an issue. So, but I realized over time that you have to take accountability that there's a reason why things transpire. So yeah,
So is that a form of victim blaming?
Well, I would say so, because you got to think when people tell stories, they're always highlighting themselves as the hero, or that them or they did this disservice to you. But then when certain people ask, like, okay, well, did you do something to provoke them? No, I might have said this or that. So what they do is then try to dull it down, or they leave out aspects of the story.
Playing the victim card.
Yeah, and they leave out aspects of the story to make themselves highlight them as the good person. Just like example, relationships. Men and women, when it comes to relationships, it's not too often that you hear the woman take accountability. It's usually the man was toxic, the man is this and this, and then when you ask them to elaborate, then they go to the usual, let me give you some shame, let me insult you, need to be right.
They deflect.
They do all these other things instead of actually acting.
With that said, victim card, intro. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Malcolm Eugene.
Will Robertson here.
So today's video is going to be similar to that. We're going to be talking about CRT. Are you familiar with what CRT actually is?
No, I am not.
So CRT stands for Critical Race Theory.
Oh, God.
And how it is kind of technically defined in various locations, such as Britannica and such. It's the establishment is set up against the minorities. It's set up to promote white privilege. And it has always been this way. I believe they established this back in like the late 70s, early 80s.
Goodness.
And basically it's just a form of nothing is the fault of the minority because we don't have the construct or the power to even take accountability, to be accountable for it, to take responsibility for it. So my problem with it is...
Well, actually, let's start... I think there's been some things in the news, right, lately. I guess they were saying that Florida was changing their educational and they were going to start teaching that, and it's kind of been creating it.
Yeah.
It's been around, like he says, for a while, but Florida, which, I mean, we all know that's different breed of people.
Right.
But apparently they're going to take the regular curriculum, and have you ever talked to kids lately? They've said a lot of kids who go to school now.
I don't like kids.
Well, I know that, but just from what the one interactions I have, schooling's even changed where we're at, even at our local level. Slavery, the Holocaust. A lot of them didn't even remember Anne Frank. They made us. There's certain things. Anne Frank, Boy in the Striped Pajamas. There's a lot of stuff they made us. Schindler's List. We watched it. It was part of the curriculum. They took a lot of it out of it. It's been eliminated. They've never heard of it, or because their folks exposed it to him, did they realize that oh my God, I didn't realize all this happened. They didn't teach that in history class.
Right.
So they're slowly pulling stuff out from the history books. Like, people don't realize, and even with it being available on the internet, if you stop teaching it in your educational system and slowly pull it away, all it takes is 5, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's gone. Like, it never happened. Then it becomes a myth. Well, allegedly slavery was a thing.
Just because you take it away doesn't mean it didn't actually happen.
And that's what they're trying to accomplish, it seems like. Like they just want to, hey, it happened, but,
So,
can we say it definitively happened? Where's the proof at? It's been slowly pulled away. It's been taken out the curriculum.
My problem with the whole CRT is that it keeps us, and when I say us, I'm talking about the melanated community, it keeps us in a position of victimhood. Like, we are always the victim of the system. We are always that. You are born into that. That is how it is. And I feel like that's bullshit, because if you bring melanated people that are not origin from the United States, from Africa, Haiti, whatever, they're treated different. Their mentality's different. To answer the question that I asked you earlier, I don't feel like a victim in society.
Oh well, currently, oh absolutely not.
Like,
No, no.
like I'm not going to take away and say that racism doesn't exist, because it does exist.
We all know that.
Ignorance is always going to exist.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm not going to say that I am a victim of society or a victim of circumstance. You know,
No. It comes down to a choice. You've
Yeah.
made a choice. You're not allowing circumstances to stop you. There's too many successful people out there, examples of people who are doing well for themselves, that came from not the best upbringing, not the best environment. So to allow that to say the system, the government, a set of individuals are out to get you, and this is why you're in the state you're in, and
Right.
woe was me, and I need to, affirmative action, this or that. I need to be, y'all, it's too much.
It is too much. And I'm like, if we go around just calling people out on racist shit, and the shit that they did was not even racist, what we're doing is we are speaking into existence racism. And that is not the goal of the whole program. You know, it's very, very counterproductive if you're looking at race relations and where we are compared to where we have been. When it comes to taking it out of like the curriculum, out of the textbooks, it doesn't show the progress of the nation. And we have to show progress because we're not a perfect society by any means. And we shouldn't put ourselves in that light, especially with a younger crowd. We're different cultures, different backgrounds, and it's okay to be that. But we've got to learn to respect each other. I feel like, we're beating a dead horse when we're talking about that kind of stuff, because what people want is to get ahead. We're on this earth. We're all competing for resources. We want to be ahead. Mm-hmm. And at any point in history, back in the day, it could have been us that were the dominant race at a time. The imperialist, the industrialist, all of that.
We could have been the one dealing out the oppression,
That's another timeline and another multiverse.
Yeah, and then even if you want to think about it, a lot of times slavery was done. A losing tribe, Native Americans, Chinese, all these different cultures, there were times when they were imprisoned by their own people. So it's just that history only highlights the bigger, huge events, that's why it's not Christopher Columbus Day anymore. I can't remember, somebody renamed it.
Is it Indigenous People Day?
Exactly.
I
get it to a certain extent with that, but it's to the point now that I think that this cancel culture and everyone being so sensitive has created to the point to where people are so fearful of having a different opinion, especially if you're a white male. You definitely have to be careful of what you say.
Because
everybody.
You get hit with the race card, you get hit with the sexist card, you get hit with the homophobic card.
Exactly.
There's so many cards against.
Even though you still have your privileges because you still have to be careful of what you say and do. And then we all know, as of late, I don't know if you heard, we talked about this the other day with the girl from The Office.
Yeah.
Something from her past coming back over 10, 12 to 15 years ago, it's coming into light, about racism. And now they're on this whole crusade to cancel her. I'm not saying it's right, but it's insane that you're not, it doesn't matter what race you are. Like, you're not safe. If you've done something that maybe not seen in the best of light, this the time, the world we live in, they come for you.
Right. And the whole gist of the video, though, is it's basically just to go into situations with an open mind. If someone's coming down on you hard, it does not have to always be contributed to a race situation.
Yes.
I think that a lot of things going on in society is more of a rich-poor kind of thing.
It's
more of a money thing.
Class.
Because money is power. Money makes the world go round. So you got to be very cognizant of the things that are going on in any situation. So with that said, I don't accuse any of my non-minority friends of being racist because of their differences of opinion. It's called a difference of opinion. Exactly. They don't have to agree with the things that I say or believe in, and that's fine. And I don't have to believe in what they believe in, but I'm still going to treat them like human beings because that's what we do at the end of the day.
Exactly. Their color, their skin, or whatever, doesn't define who they are. Their character and what they show defines who they are. So,
But it's just funny because it goes so deep. You know,
it's
if
getting to the point where it's just out of control.
if you vote for the wrong person, people will start gunning for your sponsorships. It's like, okay, this is ridiculous because you can't go against the main culture, because if you're a part of the counterculture, then they will try to take you out because you're seen as a threat. No matter how free they say that you are, they're always going to try to take you out.
Yeah, that's the whole gist of everything. You go against the waves, or you're not willing to follow the crowd, then you become Frankenstein. I tell people that all the time. Frankenstein syndrome is a real thing. It's a real thing. You go against the traditional way of anything, grab the pitchforks, grab the torch. This person is going against what we need to get. All it takes is one person and get enough people, because people will blindly follow.
Yeah.
Even if we all seen it on the internet. All it takes is one person saying allegedly that you did something. There could be no video, there could be no proof, but because this person's alleging something that happened,
They have a following. Yeah.
people are just gonna roll with it. This person wouldn't lie to me. It's the internet. They wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah, but that's a whole different subject when it comes to like people and their fandoms and what's real and what's not. It's
that's a deep rooted issue too.
It's a very, very deep rabbit hole. But yeah, critical race theory. It's
very real and it's very here.
And it's not good.
No,
It's not good. With that said, my name is Malcolm Eugene.
Will Robertson.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and do whatever you do to make that algorithm cry.
Appreciate it.
Outro.
We're out.